this 501 or not for this too? Declare the meeting open, and I would remind you again that we're recording this meeting in accordance with the Local Government Act 1993, and this will be uploaded to Council's website. So by speaking at this meeting, you agree to being recorded, having that recording published in the public domain. Please ensure that when you speak at this meeting, you are respectful to others, and use appropriate language at all times. Cowra Council accepts no liability for any defamatory or offensive remarks or gestures made in the course of this meeting. 1.2, we would acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land on which we gather, the Raji people, and pay our respects to elders both past and present. 1.3, apologies and application for leave of absence by councillors, and I think we're all here, as is the senior management team. So we'll move to 1.4, which is disclosures of interest. I invite councillors and staff to please indicate in relation to any interest you may need to declare. A, what report or item you're declaring an interest in. B, whether the interest is pecuniary or non-pecuniary. C, what is the nature of that interest.
I'll declare a non-pecuniary interest in 9.1. Applicant is the first matter discussing a 4-day NRM committee intervention police. This subject has never been raised.
Thank you.
I'd like to declare 3.1, the Cowra Sport and Recreation Council Committee. I am the treasurer of the junior soccer organisation. It will be a non-pecuniary, and I'd like to stay in the room.
Other interests to declare? Thank you. We'll move forward. There is no presentations. There is no public forum. So we'll need to move to item number 2, which is the confirmation of the minutes of the meeting held 14th of August 2023. Councillor Delba, thank you. Councillor Kiss, thank you. Any questions on this before I sign them? No comments, no questions. I'll put the recommendation. All those in favour? Against, declare it carried. 3.1, which is the section 355 committee minutes, being the Sports Council, Sport and Rec Council. I'm sure Councillor Downing will thank you. Do we have a seconder? Councillor Watt, thank you. Councillor Downing, you to speak at all?
No, it's pretty clear. Does anyone have any questions or
Questions?
no?
Comments?
We had our sport and recreation night, which was really well attended, and also we had some great speakers. So from a regional level, so that was really interesting for everyone who attended. I think that went over well. Obviously, we've had the live streaming of the FIFA World Cup in the pool rounds because we were guaranteed that Australia was going to be in those, and they were well attended as well. And that was also used as a fundraiser for Cowra Junior Soccer. They did the barbecue on the night, so it was really good that we could work together with them. And then just updates on the Active Kids vouchers and First Lab vouchers, which the representatives who came along to the networking night were able to tell us a bit more about. So they're going to drop. The general consensus is that that may affect some clubs' memberships and things. We'll have to see how that goes. That's a New South Wales government decision. And yeah, just infrastructure updates. And that was about it, I think. We'll be holding our AGM in the next month or so.
Thank you. Any comments or questions? Councillor Watt.
Thanks. Just briefly to congratulate the very active committee that is the Sport and Rec Committee. They've done very well in their first year to be across so many things, and we can really see the impact of it all over the place, and what a show of what can happen when we work together in a committee. In the minutes, we saw, as Councillor Downing mentioned, a number of upgrades. Here specifically River Park, West Cowra Rec Ground, Edgell Park and Browen Park. And I particularly wanted to highlight where the committee have identified an increase in vandalism in our parks, as well as damage over the last year, and asked people to please report to council or one of us if there's any damage in the parks. I know often people put something on Facebook or mention it in grumbles. I've often been to a mum's group or time at the park and people say, yeah, that's been broken for months, but they haven't raised it with anyone. So encourage everyone to let us know, because our team are wonderful, but they aren't checking the playgrounds every day. So let us know if anything's broken and we can put it on the list.
Any further comments? Let's support those comments if I may, and also congratulate Councillor Downing and the Sport and Rec Committee for what they've done so far, and the live streaming of the World Cup was a great initiative. The Sport and Rec night was well supported. I stuck my head in for a while, well supported, and just some of the reports from where we're heading with some of the sport and rec facilities is really pleasing to see, and I guess it warms the heart of an old cricket tragic or broken down cricket to see the junior cricket record getting some recognition as well. So that's pleasing. Thank you. Further comments? Right reply. Sorry, Councillor Kiss.
Just briefly, yeah, I was a bit concerned when I saw about the Aqua MIPS perhaps not going ahead. I am pleased that the Sport and Rec Committee has decided to take some action of advocating for New South Wales Health to perhaps provide it a coordinator again. It'll be a very sad loss for our town. We've got quite a lot of residents who use the MIPS program at our pool. So yeah, it's good to see that at least the Sport and Rec Committee has taken some initiative and trying to keep something running there for them. Thank you.
That's something we should be lobbying
That is
for.
something we could actually do on a council level as well, not just the Sport and Rec Committee, as far as I can see. So it's come about because the long-term person who's been taking care of MIPS is Lou Bright, and she has actually retired. So the New South Wales Health have made a decision that they aren't going to provide a person to do that anymore. They have suggested that volunteers do that. So yeah, if the council would like to get on board, and I don't know how we would go with possibly speaking to the new tenderers of the pool and seeing if they had anyone that would be able to run that as well.
I think the director might want to comment.
Through the chair, I'll take that on notice and get you some more information. We had a phone call last week from someone from Health asking about how they contact the pool manager
Right.
and arrange the program. So as of last week, I thought that was actually going ahead, but I'll
Well,
get
these minutes are from our last meeting, which was
I'll get
a while
I'll
ago,
get an
so it could
update
be
on where
updated. Yep.
And,
Okay.
and I suggest you keep in contact,
Mhm.
and not rather than do it tonight, is that the capacity we have is to have a supplementary motion after this is dealt with.
Mm.
So have it ready for supplementary motion that the council actually writes to
Yes.
the Western Area Health or whoever it is to lobby strongly
To appeal for it. Yes. Okay.
And if it comes back, we've got a problem in the next couple of weeks, then there's no reason we can't write the letter and then put that up as a get endorsement. You want to take those as a right reply? I put the recommendation, I was in favour. Declare it carried. 3.2, investments. Note investments and financial report for August 2023. Councillor Judy Smith, Councillor Aaron Watt, thank you. Any comments or questions on this? Move wish to speak? Second wish to speak? Any other comments? Councillor Kiss?
Just quickly, out of curiosity, I was wondering whether we actually made the 10% benchmark on the rates arrears.
Last financial year.
It's close.
Through the chair, I can take that on notice.
Thank you.
My feeling is that we didn't, but I'll come back to you with a exact number.
Thank you. Thank you, and that'll be raised, Councilman, as a question. Any other comments?
Just a comment or question. We've been reducing our loan portfolio, but our free money in our investments hasn't increased drastically. So what money we're saving on not paying off loans hasn't seen an increase in we got $1 million there that's free money. So will we see a pickup, you think, if pay these loans off? And
Through the chair, so the paying off the loans will improve our bottom line. However, there's been substantial costs increases across the board in materials and contracts, wages, inflation, CPI, etc., etc. So a lot of the savings in a drop off in loan repayments have been impacted by subsequent things offsetting those benefits.
Any further questions? Right reply. Put the recommendation. I was in favour. Against, declare it carried. Item 3.3. Also from the Director of Corporate Services, which is in regards to contribution to the Senior Citizens Club. Water and sewer charges. Councillor Delbo, thank you. Councillor Kish, thank you. Councillor Delbo, do you want to speak at all? Or?
Oh, yes, thank you. Through the chair, I just wanted to say what a valuable community group the Cowra and District Senior Citizen Group are. It's a frequently used facility, one which I was invited to attend one time where they had lots going on. Not only is it a meeting place for them, but a lot of friendships are forming over the table, over a cuppa, with many common interests. And day I visited, there was Tai Chi happening, so good on them. I fully support this recommendation and I wish the group all the best. Thank you.
Any further comments? I would just note that this is something that council tends to do every year. It's kind of a convention, I guess, to put it bluntly. We just community organisations such as are encouraged every year to apply, but it's usually supported. Right reply. Put the recommendation. Was in favour. Against, declare that carried. 4.1 Director of Infrastructure and Operations, Tidy Towns Committee. Councillor Smith, I'm sure, having moved that. Councillor Fagan will second that. Councillor Smith.
Thank you. You would have noted the information about the RAFCA event, the Recycled Art event that's coming up this coming Sunday, the 17th, and I hope you've all, including Mannix, received an invitation to attend that event. There will be things going on from 10 o'clock. There will be both ballet schools are doing some dancing. The town band is performing. There will be some games for kids to play, and the street will be blocked off. And of course, there will be the art exhibits in the Nullaway room to go and have a look at. Your invitation specifically talked about a lunch from 12 o'clock and then the awards presentation at 1 o'clock. We hope as many of you as have the time and the energy will come along and see the amazing artworks that the kids create and have a sausage sizzle and some slice and fruit and that sort of thing. Okay, that's it for me.
Thank you. Second wish to speak.
Just to say that I've heard today that the actual coffee machine will be installed at the Civic Centre by Sunday, so we'll be able to have fresh coffee as well, which would be terrific. Okay, thanks.
Excellent. Any further comments? Councillor Giss?
Just wondering if there are actually activities for the kids with recycled art on the day as well. Thank you.
Unfortunately not. There normally are, but we're in our new venue, we're a bit cramped for space. And so this, and also the normal person who does those cannot do it. So this year there won't be any, I'm afraid.
Further comments? I hope to be that some days, but I'm got an event at the Harness Racing Club judging the dash-out races. As well as a small opening for them as well. But yeah, Councillor Downing?
I'll also be at the Harness Racing Club cooking sausage sandwiches and
Rotary.
steak sandwiches for Rotary, so I won't be there either. But I just
Defeat
wanted
the
to.
Dachshunds.
Yeah, no, you can. I'll leave that to the important people. You can do that. So I also just wanted to mention just how many local businesses have sponsored it. So there's prizes. Mark's Pumps, Cowra, Cowra Machinery, and Janserine, as well as council have donated a substantial amount of money for prizes. So that's lovely to see as well. So I hope it all goes really well.
Thank you. So the comments, Rod reply.
I'll just say further to Councillor Downing's comment, we've had probably about close to $3,000 donated by local businesses in hard cash and in goods. So it's a wonderful response, as always, from the community.
Thank you. I'll put the recommendation. Those in favour? Against, declare it carried. Item 5.1, the Environmental Services Director Report, which was DA 51/2023, 29 Bank Street in Goolagong. There's a recommendation there with conditions for approval. I would have had him move that or something else. Councillor Judy Smith, Councillor Nikki Kiss, thank you. Councillor Smith.
I read this a while back, and I had one question about the shipping container. As far as everything else, the ancillary development, that was all well explained in our backgrounding. Can I just ask what the shipping containers are actually being used for? What's the continued use?
Through the chair, they will be used for storage.
Okay, yeah, that makes that all fine. And basically it, sorry, I read this when it first came out, and I'm just trying to remember. Yeah, so there is a house already there, and this will be an ancillary development which all complies with the environmental planning and all that sort of thing. So again, we've got something that is a little bit unusual, and I think that it's one of the strengths of Cowra Shire that we are prepared where it's right and proper to allow people varied styles of housing that will fit in with theirs and the community's needs.
Yeah. Councillor Kiss. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And again, with what Councillor Smith has just said, it is certainly unusual to have shipping containers out towards the front of the house, but I'm satisfied that with the proposed awning, painting, shrubbery, it'll negate any concerns about the visual impact from the road. And honestly, it's good to see further development in our town of Goolagong. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Smith.
Can I get clarification? There's a couple of different maps here, and they show the containers in two different places. Are they going to be moved? On page 132, they appear to be on the northern corner of the block, but back on page 131, there's the red containers up in the northern part of the block, and then on the southern part of the block, there's another 3 containers. I meant to come and talk to you about this.
Through the chair, the containers will actually be at the front of the site.
Yeah. Are they at the moment
Yes.
at the bottom of the...
There's absorption beds up the
Oh,
top.
sorry, it's the absorption beds. I
Yeah.
thought the containers are the same shape. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. 1,000 pardons.
Thank you. Further comments? Councillor Dobbo.
Thank you. I will be supporting this motion. The staff have done an excellent job in assessing this with 22 recommendations to be implemented. It's also noted that the neighbours of the property were notified and no objections were received during that period of time. The reason we get to see it here in council is there's 2 variations to the DCP in regards to the height and width of the containers. The height is an extra 1.3 6.32 metres, and the width is an extra 6.192 metres. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm happy to support this strongly. It's a good report, but also a good report from Cowra, the consultants. Just touch very quickly on Councillor Smith said. It's nice to be able to provide a mix of housing and housing types to change the ambience in a positive way, but at least encourage. We don't have to all have 3-bedroom Vic veneer on tin tile roof on a half-acre or an acre block of land. There's a variety of needs out there, and this is about supporting those sorts of needs of the community, so I think it's important. Further comments? Right reply? Put the recommendation. Those in favour? Declare it. Declare it carried unanimously. There are no rate reports, no notice of motion, so we'll take a motion to close the meeting to the public in accordance with accordance with Local Government Act 1993. Sorry, the wrong one. Yeah. Close the matter to consider the confidential reports in accordance with section 10A2 of the Local Government Act, and item 99.1 is a confidential report from the Director of Corporate Services. 9.1 is a request for water account adjustment, assessment number 49851. This matter is considered to be confidential under 10A2B of the Local Government Act, and Council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with the discussion in relation to the personal hardship of a resident or ratepayer. And 10.1 from the Director of Infrastructure Operations is a request for tender 9/2023 Cowra Sewer CCTV and relining. This matter is considered to be confidential under section 10A2D1 of the Local Government Act, and Council is satisfied that discussion of this matter in an open meeting would on balance be contrary to the public interest, as it deals with commercial information of a confidential nature that would, if disclosed, prejudice the commercial position of the person who supplied it. So motion, please. Councillor Smith, Councillor Downing, Councillor Delva. Thank you. I'll put the motion. Those in favour? Against? Declare it carried. Item number 1 to deal with is the matter of the